what I wanted to talk next about was all about that natural hair. Basic. And for the last pretty much 5, 6 months, I can't remember. I need to start documenting this stuff. For the last 5 or just about 5 months, we've been doing DIY back to basics. And I've been talking about the things that I've used or been using for the health of my hair. And I just realized the other day that I really needed to to silk press my hair, or I really don't silk press my hair, um, because I don't like to put a lot of tension on my hair. But I do blow it out, and I do sometimes straighten it. But I realized it had gotten to a length now where it's healthy, but much more difficult to straighten because it's a little more thicker. Um, and I was going to take the pin out of it because I have been trying my best to, um, I have been trying my best to, what I want to say, keep it up on a regular basis, shampooing or washing it once a week, making sure my roots are clean and so forth. And the density of my hair, your root tells you the density of your hair. So if you part your hair and you can really see your part, that means the density of your hair is less. And density has to do with the thickness of your strands. Okay. And so the density of my hair has increased, and different things have been going on. And it's been breaking all of the myths, I want to say, that people are putting out there. I'm sorry, guys, my phone is okay. That people are putting out there about hair. And then I recently, because I follow a young lady and she's really, really good about hair breakage and all of that. But recently I was listening to a cosmetologist, a hairdresser, and she's very, very good when she consults people with curly hair. But there was one thing that she said to one of her clients about breakage. And she told the client, she said, you will never be able to comb through your hair because you have a lot of breakage. And so because of the breakage, you can't comb through your hair. That's not why it's difficult to comb through your hair when you're curly girl and your hair is not straight. That's not why, in my opinion. Um, because I have a difficult time combing through my hair and have since I was a child. If you have a difficult time combing through your hair, it's probably because you don't comb through it that often, and the hair that is falling out. See, the longer your hair gets, the thicker it gets, the more difficult when you're a curly girl, the more difficult the the dead hair, the hair that is falling out because your hair is grows in cycles, is having getting to falling out because as it starts. And there is a YouTuber called Green Beauty that teaches on this scientifically. What happens is the hair at the root has gone through its life cycle, and it says, okay, I'm no good anymore. I need to just leave this party. And it starts to come down the shaft. But because you're a curly girl, it can't just come down. It has to wind down all of those curls. And it depends on what kind of curly girl you are. You could be a coily curly, a zigzag curly, a Z curl. Because, okay, my hair in the back is a Z type Z curl. My hair in the front is a coily curl. So my head in the back is a lot tighter, and it takes a lot for me to straighten it. And I do better just wrapping it, like blow drying it, warm pressing it, and wrapping it to straighten it like that. And that's not going to be a silk press. This is not a silk press. This is just straightened enough so I can trim my ends. So when you do go to comb it or gently comb it, you should start. Sometimes I'll just gently comb the ends just in case there's some hair there that hasn't, and then I'll go to the ends and I'll take a small comb and gently comb up. Now that takes time, but take your time, use your oil, your Batana oil or your cream press oils, and slowly, because when you wash your hair as a curly girl, and I don't care what you do, you're not going to get all that out. If you're finger detangling or whatever, you're not going to get that out, especially if you're finger detangling. And then, like me, you're going to get impatient and say, skip this. So basically, what I'm doing now is the DIY. So just because your hair, you're finding a difficult time combing through your hair, my suggestion, if you're finding a difficult time combing through your hair, is just to take very small sections like this, very small. Now, of course, this is going to take time, very small sections. And I don't think I have my comb in here, guys. But you're going to have to take a smaller comb. I'm going to use my pick because I don't have my comb in here. You will gently do the root, come down till you hit. Now, I've already combed through mine, so mine's is pretty, but you're going to come down till you hit a spot where it seems, and then go to the ends, because what you're doing is you're helping the hair. It's not breakage, you're just helping the hair that has had a difficult time getting out of there, out of your hair. And then you have your hair combed through. Okay? And see? So my hair is on its way to just about waist length. I didn't never thought I would get past the armpit, but I did. Um, and what I contribute that to is the trichologist that I go to, and that's a hair doctor. Okay, I call it a hair doctor, but it's actually a specialist that helps you with your hair difficulties. And I started going when I started seeing thinning in my crown. Um, and I also researched a lot of things about my hair, what I needed to take internally. And I'm pretty consistent with it. Recently, I started experiencing a lot of scalp itching. And I was like, what is this? And I talked to you guys a little bit about the scalp itching. And sometimes it could be that you have products on your hair, and the products that you have on your hair are causing scalp irritation. It could be that your hair just needs to be consistently washed, or you need to wash your hair more often. Because if you use a lot of products like gels, which I don't use gels, I used to, but I really don't use gels. No, I don't like gels. I'm real simple with my hair treatment, and the simpler, the better. I don't need to give myself edges or baby hair because everybody knows that I'm too old for baby hair. Some of these sisters out here with baby hair, everybody knows that this is just a style, and I think it's cute. Don't get me wrong on some women, especially if you're, like I used to have dancers in our ministry, and they did a little something on their face and I thought it was gorgeous. But me myself on a regular, and because of my work, like today, my hair is just going back up. Um, so there are certain things that I use from the start. I started using like about a year ago, more than a year now, almost 2 years, going on 2 years. I started using the Nutri-M scalp serum, and I'm gonna show it to you guys again. I just got another bottle. Lasts about almost 2 months or a month and a half, one bottle, depending on how you use it. And my hair absolutely loves this. This is a DHT blocker, topical blocker. So not only do I do a caffeine rinse, and you have to be careful with caffeine, the black tea rinse, because caffeine is drying on the hair. So you should follow up with a good slip leave-in conditioner. And I use As I Am sometimes, and I use Shea Moisture Bond Correction, the Bond Repair. And just recently, I did Olaplex Bond Repair as a pre-poo. So I use that, and I also use a peptide hair serum, which is a follicle booster. This was the culprit that was causing my scalp to itch. And it wasn't a bad thing, because I found out that it wasn't that I had irritation, or it wasn't that I had what I want to say, and I'm touching my scalp now and it feels warm because I use it at night, which is the best time to use it. Sometimes during the day, which I probably should just use it at night, give it time to absorb overnight. But, and not saying it doesn't absorb over the day, but there's something about using it in the daytime that was causing me to have the itching. And I have to research that because I don't know why, but I do know that this is why it was itching, because this has peptides in it. And like I said before in one of my other streams, is that peptides, some people get the shots, okay? And some people use a topical. They also have the shampoo and the spray. I don't need that much aggression for shots. So I use this serum, and I basically put it in this area, and it kind of in this area, like the crown area and toward the front, but it just kind of flows down to the back, and you can feel it sliding into your roots. You can feel it, and I will take my hand and just gently massage it in as it slides down. And peptides increase the blood flow to your follicles, and that is the key. You want to keep healthy blood flow in your follicle area, because that keeps the nutrients to your follicle area. I drink a protein shake, and protein is a building block for your hair, your bones, your muscles, everything. Because I don't eat a lot of meat. I'm not a pork eater or a beef eater, and every now and then I'll eat chicken or fish. But I know I need to get my protein from somewhere. So I've always done protein shakes to boost my protein. You need to have at least 50 to 60 grams of protein a day, women, women, women. Otherwise, you're going to see hair loss and a lot of shedding, because you're not getting the protein to help your hair build itself from the root, or your bones, or anything. Um, so the protein, so that was the culprit. And so I stopped worrying about the itching. And now what I do is I apply this at night. And I notice I'm up this morning and my scalp is not itching. because I was getting concerned. I was like, my scalp is really itching. What is the problem? And it really increased my growth, because I think when I started doing the peptide, I can tell you my hair was there about 6 months ago. My hair was there. And now my hair is there. You see where my hair is there, past my armpit. So I've probably gotten about 1, 2, 3. And of course, I've trimmed my hair. So I've trimmed it about an inch. So if I hadn't trimmed it, it would be down to here. But I trimmed it, just to keep the ends healthy. And you should trim. And when I say trim your hair, I say about that much. You go to these places, and I've watched them on Facebook sometimes because I'm interested to see what they're talking about when it comes to trim. And a lot of your hairdressers don't have no hair. Here's the thing. Don't let anybody put their hands in your hair and they can keep their hair together. Rule of thumb. Because a lot of your hairdressers don't have no hair. And the first thing they tell you is, oh, your ends, your ends is so uneven. And oh, they're so bad and so rough and blah, blah, blah. They don't know what your ends are like unless they're looking up under a microscope. Every hair strand on your hair is not growing evenly. And unless you can't see extensive breakage, and breakage is easy to see because your hair will be kind of poofed out and then hanging in other areas, or it won't curl, your curls won't bounce back. Okay, you can see it, period. Because I know if I went to a beautician before my hair got into this length, I know they would have wanted to cut it way up to here, which is insane. That's why I follow another stylist called Coconuts, and I use her products. I use her products for detangling and stuff like that. She went through a natural hair growth process, and she's a natural hair stylist as well. And she talks about, trimming the ends. And she said when some of her customers come, she don't immediately start trimming ends. And if she does trim ends, she doesn't cut the hair. There's a difference between cut the hair and trim the hair. And a lot of beauticians, I'm very critical of this because I can't stand to see them do it. Cut the hair is to take off all of this, and beauticians will do that. That's going to show a significant difference in your growth. Trim the hair takes off that much. That's not going to make a difference in your hair growth because your hair grows 1/2 inch a month. So if you trim it 1/4 inch, you're still getting 1/4 inch of growth. And you can gradually trim your hair, take care of your hair over the course of months. You can trim 1/4 inch. Let's do the math. As opposed to just because you have a little bit of unevenness, it's not breakage, as opposed to trimming all of this off and waiting 6 months to get back down to here. I mean, it depends on what you want. So I trim my hair 1/4 or 1/16 of an inch routinely. I can do that once a month. And that's how I got to this point. Because in my mind, I'm an independent thinker, thank the Lord, sound mind. I'm not going to listen to the beautician telling me. Most of the time they want your hair to be smooth. You know how they trim it and they trim it if you're not wearing layers, they trim it because I have natural layers in my hair, but they trim it and they go straight across the back. They even have this chart where they show the back. And see, now your hair, if that's what you want, okay, looks like a box going all the way around. So they didn't trim it. They cut your hair across the back where it's all nice and even. Well, guess what? After a couple of trips back to them, it's going to be uneven again. You know why? Because every hair, God didn't create your hair to grow the same, the grow at the same pace or whatever, maybe a couple of centimeters, millimeters under each strand doesn't grow the same. You can't even count the hairs on your head. Scientifically, they say you lose 50 to 80 strands a day. So you know hair is trying to drop. So if you're not combing it every day and you're wearing braids every day, or you're wearing it up like I'm going to wear mine up, this is what you're going to get. Yeah, and I twisted my hair and I wore it up in a little bun in the back, and this is what I get when the bun comes out. I didn't curl it or anything. Because I know natural hair, the greatest thing about it is it can be molded. But I did realize yesterday, after the day was over, that I really, because I had been wearing 2 braids for the last 2 weeks. And I did realize that I really needed to comb through my hair. So I slowly took a warm comb and I slowly sectioned it into small sections. And I slowly went down the hair shaft and I helped that bad hair that was no longer there, I assisted it in coming out. hmm And I love us, but some of us are just lazy when it comes to us. And we rather have somebody else consistently tell us about us than us finding out about us. Does that make sense? So, but I lived it. Most of us probably didn't have a mom who took care of their hair. My mom used to do the same thing that I do. And the older we get, the more we see that we're a lot like our mothers, right? Or our dads. I My mom used to get up at earlier than me, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I get up at 4 and 5, but my mom used to get up like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I would, she would use a hot comb. My mom, on the days that she would do her hair, till my mom went natural. And then she went back to doing her hair, straightening her hair. When she got sick, she lost her hair and she went natural after that, and all her hair came back. But my mom had beautiful hair all her life, just about. She had beautiful hair. And my mom would get up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and she would press her hair, and she would take time to curl her hair, or she would just press it and wear it like this. hmm And my hair is really surpassed the length of what my mom's hair was. My mom had long hair, but it never went, um, to the best of my knowledge, past her armpit. And that's because my mom didn't know anything about peptides. Thank God for science. She didn't know anything about Nutri-M or trichology that I know of, even though she minored in cosmetology. Um, and of course, I still take my biotin and my collagen, internal collagen peptide. And also, which I need to make some more of this, I use, and this is not sour sap. This is just a bottle that I use sour sap because I do take sour sap, helps you to not crave sweets. It's a uh, natural herbal supplement that helps you if you crave sweets all the time and you eat sweets or you eat too many sweets. There's nothing wrong with a little sweet every now and then. I eat sweets every now and then. I had a donut yesterday, but it was like a third or half of a donut. I never eat the whole donut, but because of sour sap and other things, because I have a taste for sweets, but I started eating it and I'm like, ugh, I've had enough. It's not overpowering. Like I don't eat 2 or 3 donuts in one setting. That's foolishness. And that's too much sugar. Okay. So it's nothing wrong with a little sugar. Why else would God grow sugar cane? Why do we have sugar cane? Hello. Just saying. Okay. We can't rule out all sugar or honey. So you can't rule out all sweet. Okay. It's a balanced life you need. Not a cut this out and cut that out. All these diets, the carnivore diet. All you're eating is meat and nothing else. That's not balance. Well, if diet's working for you, it's working for you. An all meat diet. But if you're eating just meat, you losing other things that you should have in your system. Um, but anyway, in this bottle, I have the 5 essential oils for hair growth, and I use this occasionally, um, maybe every other day, maybe occasionally, with the 3 other serums on my roots. And that is rosemary, emu oil, pumpkin seed oil. How many of you guys heard of that? And I started using pumpkin seed oil is a DHT blocker on the scalp. I also take pumpkin seed and saw palmetto pills internally for the block on the inside of the scalp. hmm And that helps too. But you have the pumpkin seed oil, and let me see, and jojoba oil as well. And there's a third one, peppermint. Peppermint is a stimulator. Peppermint is really good too, along with tea tree oil. When you go out for mosquito bites or ant bites, it keeps you from getting bit. It's a natural repellent, and so is tea tree oil. They're natural repellents. I have a shop and it's open. There's no air in there, and when we go in there, sometimes mosquitoes get trapped in there. Um, and when I go in there, I lather down with tea tree oil, and I don't get bit. I put it on my clothes, my uniform, my arms, everything. You can put it on your face, your neck, and I put it on my hat, because mosquitoes sometimes will land on your hat, or if you got a work hat or a scarf on, they'll land on that bad boy and they'll bite right through it. These mosquitoes are something else. And then I have a granddaughter who, when they bite her, she just swells up. So make sure that I put that on her. And if you get that, you don't have to go and buy all this repellent spray that's not any good for your skin out of the Dollar General and these different stores, Walmart or these other stores. You don't have to go buy that stuff because you can just go to Amazon and order some tea tree oil. Just do it. Okay. All right. So, and you can see too, it's just a warm press. So you're going to see hair sticking because I didn't do a silk press. Okay. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to go, but I wanted to tell you, you want to go to advanced trichology and get you some of this stuff. Okay. And it also helps prevent breakage as your hair is going down the shaft. Botana oil is a great oil for the hair shaft. Great oil. I found out that Botana oil, and I do have my Botana oil here. Here's my Patana oil. And this oil, just make sure it's 100% Patana oil, raw and natural. I love it. I love the smell. Um, and I love the softness that it does. It's an oil that really makes your hair soft. Um, Also, the smokeless detangling cream press. And I also use, but I'm out of it, the Caracare cream press and also curling and wax if I curl my hair. Or I can use this on my roots to get my roots from turning back. Because I noticed yesterday, if you don't press your hair that often, your hair is not trained. The hair has to be trained to stay straight. There's a train. It will train itself. That's just how great our hair is to stay straight. Um, and that's why when girls get pressed all the time, it seems like. But if you don't, I don't press my hair that often. So my hair, the next time I press my hair will probably be sometime late August or around my birthday. I kind of do it when I see, okay, I need to get some of this hair that's falling out. I need to get some of this hair out. Because when I see like I'm not losing any strands at all, because some hair should come out when you wash your hair and stuff like that, and I know there are strands that are tangled and they just haven't had the liberty to get out. You know your own hair. All right, guys. So just wanting you to know, I'm going to be wrapping this stuff back up. And another thing, I don't trim my hair for style. A lot of ladies trim for style, and I don't trim my hair for style. I stopped doing my hair for style eons ago. Like, I think back in my maybe 30s, I stopped trimming my hair for style. Late 30s. I stopped getting all of those updos, cornrows, whatever, finger waves, way back yonder. I stopped trimming my hair for style. hmm I more so do my hair for comfort, and that's about it. What makes me comfortable, not style. So just to help you out, let me say this again, and it's not cheap. I'm gonna tell you right here, it costs about $40. So about $40. It depends on what you want. You'll spend $40 on a meal, okay? Go get yourself some oodles and noodles, save your $40, and take care of yourself and stop fretting about your hair. Have some patience with yourself. Because in your patience, possess ye your soul. Have some patience with yourself. It takes time. I've been on this stuff right here, this one right here, I've been on for almost 2 years. This one right here, I've been on for about 6 months. And this one did good. These essential oils I've been on for years. But the 5 essentials I've only been on for about 6 months. Because I researched the 5 essentials. This one right here got me to about right there. This one right here got me to where I am, past my armpit, on the way to my waist. I don't know if I ever get to my waist, but we'll see. Okay. Love you guys. Ha ha ha. And I want you to have a great day. I know I will. I'm getting ready to try to get my work done before I have a meeting at 10. And I'm going to try to get everything done before my meeting at 10 o'clock. Okay? So you guys have a great rest of your day. And remember, it's all about that natural hair, the DIY back to